afternoon, everybody. This is one of the Endgames drills I was just running recently, and this is against Stockfish Level 6. We're in a King and Rook endgame, versus one white has one majority pawn against a King and a Rook. Let's get to it. I was white, and now it's black to move, I believe. It's back to respond. I immediately go King to G6. Freaking Stockfish immediately goes to Rook F4. I simply push my pawn out the way to build a vertical type fortress. King protects pawn, Rook protects pawn, King stops these two squares, pawn protects these two squares, King guards these squares, King guards these squares, and Rook has these squares. These two, this one doesn't have, but this one counts. No. So the counterplay of material of how much I control, how much black controls is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and black one goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 18, 19, an equal amount of space taken from black and white. I played me go King to C. Black goes King to C4. I go King to H5. Freaking black goes to Rook F8. I immediately check with the Rook G4 check. King D5. King H6. King E6. King to G7. Why King to G7? Stop these squares. Attack the Rook. Force the Rook to move. Pawn guards this square. Rook guards this square. And the king is doing the entire job of not stopping this king from invading. G7 is the most important move in the game. Rook goes to A8. I immediately go Rook to F4 wide, take the open file, to stop the king from invading. The 8th rank is currently blocked by the Rook. He goes Rook to A2. I immediately go Rook to F7. Rook to F7 is to bring the fortress closer. The Rook and the king are working as a team right here to stop this king from invading and making a big box for the king. Now, this is what the independent approach is. Structural priorities. Instead of chasing me and setting tactical tactics, I focused on the backwards method by securing the king and pawn structure first. Paralyzed is key. Like in the last game I showed an H3 and move 13, using early moves to slam the door shot on any engine counterplay before you begin with your own advance. The broken shield is the same way. I recognize my opponent king has no pawn protection, and use of that structural hole to park your pieces permanently in their territory. Now, the key point is the power of patience. Every single move is very patient, disciplined, precise, like everything is protected. Pawn protects this square, king's this square, this square, this square, this square. This king is completely unable to invade unless it wants to get itself in check or just continue to waste moves. The power of patience. I waited for a tilt engine, like quote unquote. Like Stockfish are designed to find the most efficient moves, but they struggle in closed and static positions where there is no immediate tactical win. The safe house maneuvering were, in my game against Stockfish, moves 12 through 18, which I'm even going to go through now. King F8, King, the freaking, go stock first with basically a barrage of different types of checks and attacks. I just simply, immediately take the open file, take more space, stop the Rook from getting onto the A file, and I simply build more of a gateway for my king. Because if Rook goes here, Rook blocks, so it's going to be the same issue as before. Wait, no, I'm bugging, hold on. No, pawn takes, yeah. I see, yeah, let me go back, right, let me calculate this. Let's say it goes like this, right? Right, you just simply block. Right, here. And then it's just a king and queen endgame. You see, so the whole issue, even that line being calculated. Let's continue. Move 15, I immediately drop my king to freaking H6 to guard these 3 squares, these 2 squares. The Rook guards this file. My pawn is protected by the king. And if the Rook takes, the king takes back. The power of patience. I simply just continue to be patient. Get checked. Stockfish tries to do a threefold repetition. I avoid and dodge out the way. At move 19, I immediately queen. And I showed the patience who endured repeated rook checks until I found the safe house king on h7. I did not rush the promotion. Move by move, I reduced the opponent's options until they were paralyzed, or Stockfish was paralyzed, and the winning move became the only natural choice. The best part of this too is the defensive discipline. Neutralizing counterplay is the secret to 100% accuracy. It's not finding brilliant attacks, but removing the opponent's 1% chance of a lucky strike. The bone in the throat. Use pass pawns like my G pawn I used on f6 as a constant positional threat that the force is the engine to play defensively. The king is as a shield. In endgame, the king is an attacking piece. Use it to escort pawns and block enemy rooks, and ensuring your path to the promotion is risky. The mindset behind this is to simply just to be patient, to be disciplined. This game was always going to win. It was just about when. And I conclude. Even though the checkmate takes a little bit longer than usual, but I took my time. Well, there was no reason not to take my time. The point of this lesson is control p-squares, patience, and defensive discipline in fortresses will win this game. And then obviously I get a ladder main at the end, because that was the most simple and effective way to do it. So guys, the forged mindset is discipline is a sign architect of steps X. When you control the structure, the tactics find themselves. And winning against the strongest engines become not hard. It's still important to play perfect, but it's still a relatively more efficient challenge. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure this freaking helps you guys. Pick up something new, comment the word checkmate level 6. If you guys have watched this to the end, thank you. Have a good rest of your day. Out.